What have you learned? What have you experienced? How has that changed your perspective as a collaborative artist? Brandy.
Being someone who tends to have a plan for everything and be prepared for everything, I've learned that when there's so many parts to the project, I don't have all the control, so there's only so much control I have when I just have, it's like Nathan said, I have to, stay in my lane and just do my job, and hope that everyone else came just as prepared and that they're all going to do their best as well. And so part of that is kind of letting go, and that takes time, and that's something that I work on every time. This is my first time being on film this semester. Was my first time, so I think that I've gotten a little better at not holding on so tight to how I pictured it going. So, and it'll just continue to progress.
Yeah, that's great. Surrender is part of the deal here, yeah. How about for you?
Well, it wasn't until recently that I picked up the interest in wanting to be a director as well, because as a kid I was very interested in acting, and then I did acting for a long time, but then at some point I became interested in being behind the camera and also putting a story and other things together, but also but what was great about, because I took directing last semester, and then what was great is that you get this, when I took acting this semester, I got to see it from the other side and see how the directors work with the actors, but also just making really good connections. But communication is like the most important thing for directors, like not just for the actors but for the whole crew, because if there's no communication, that could mess up a lot of things. It could mess up the actors, just their work, or it can kind of leave the crew feeling lost in a way. So I feel like that was kind of interesting to learn all of that this semester too, and then see it from the other side. It was really fun.
Did it affect you whether the director had control of things or not in terms of your performance?
Yes, for Ghostbusters 2, I feel like that was the one scene I felt like I had the most trouble with, especially with the group I was working with, because I've worked with Brian and Nathan on a few things, and all three of us are very like out there, but we felt very limited in a way for this one performance, just because there wasn't any communication and we just felt very lost and weren't sure what to do or what the director wanted. So it kind of affected us in a way to where it felt like we weren't doing our best because there was a lack of communication there. So, yeah.
Did you ask the director, like?
Ooh, no, there wasn't really a lot of.
Yeah. All right. Liz, how about for you?
I really liked working with the directing students because it gives you a good grasp on how, if you're going to pursue this professionally after this class or whatever, it's going to give you a really good grasp on kind of what to expect when you go to a set, whether it's a small film project or a large project. Like, you're not going to feel so blindsided if you went from doing nothing to like, oh, I guess I'm going to set today. And I really like that. And you get to work with all these different people who are trying out different skill sets as well. And seeing that is really interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's true. It's an evolutionary process. Challenge. What was the biggest challenge? I mean, letting go. I mean, we sort of alluded to it before, but is there any other challenge that you found? Any additional challenge to overcoming sort of a surrender to the given circumstances?
I guess it kind of along those same lines, I've realized that if I ever, get as far as auditioning for a bunch of things and get myself out there, that the thought of that initially was very scary to me because of all the rejection, but I've started to think of it in a different light because after working with the different crews and the different people, I've seen how many different personalities and visions and wavelengths there are and energies, and like if you don't get the part, maybe it was they didn't see you on their wavelength, or like it wasn't the same energy and it wasn't right. And that's maybe a good thing, because it can really mess with you if you're just not fitting in the role or that you were given. So it kind of makes
that's a valuable realization.
yeah, like so it was for a reason, because don't force it. So there's that.
Trevor? You've been on both sides, so I guess the challenge would be like figuring which side you're on. I guess.
I think for this semester, one of the more challenging things was being serious with the people I was comfortable working with. If we were more comfortable, it was just harder
to focus.
It was harder to focus. There was more laughter, especially with Nathan and Brian. Like there was always something going on, or something was happening with the crew that just kind of knocked us off focus. That was kind of difficult. And then the other difficult thing was with Brian, for both of our Ghostbusters scene, we weren't really given a thing. They didn't really explain to us what to do with the slime, because like some of the scenes had the moving slime, and they just said they didn't really give us anything to do. So Brian and I in that one had to just kind of make up whatever.
You were making love to that slime.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So he added that thing because we didn't have it moving or anything.
No,
so
I've never seen a better example of endowment than what you guys were doing with that slime.
Yeah. So we just had to improvise, and especially with the other one that we didn't show today. We had to improvise with that one as well.
Was that the one that Kimberly directed?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We didn't. She didn't really give us any. She said she was gonna shoot that part separately, so we didn't know what she was gonna do with it. So we just kind of improvised there. But that was kind of challenging since they didn't really explain what they wanted for that one part.
Good to know. What was the most challenging thing?
It's more of an observation of something that I feel like a lot of people, especially in this class after listening to everybody go ahead of us, is like sitting in front of the camera, especially for some reason this Ghostbusters scene, has just brought everyone's self-destructive nature out. Like, I want to be quiet and I want to sit in my chair and I don't want to ask any questions, and I just want to know, I just want to be able to read the director's mind instead of talking. And I feel like it really just brought out a really negative side to everyone. And I don't know why, like, this scene did that.
I thought it was interesting. I tell you, I mean, I was surprised at how the projects turned out, because the energy I was sensing on the shooting day was not a positive one. It was more like, it was something like out of the Twilight Zone. Yeah. And I thought, well, yeah, it was just very, it was kind of tense and detached, and yeah, it was interesting. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, so, boy, I don't know how to work one's way out of that kind of situation outside of doing everything you can to be positive and energized and appreciative of the actors you're working with, even if everything else is falling apart. Yeah. Go to the love. You gotta go to the love.
Find the love.
Versus, I'm not gonna talk, I don't understand what they're saying. Yeah. What's your niche, you think, Brandy?
I'm still so new. It's hard to know.
It was nice seeing your sarcasm today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try more often. I know that I put on my form on the first day voiceovers or maybe commercials, and I'm still interested in that, and we obviously didn't get to explore that this semester, maybe other classes. I don't know, I'm still working on sharpening my artistic voice, you know.
Well, basically,
so,
any kind of acting is what you would bring to voiceover and commercials. You know, you're
Okay.
given a script and you make a decision about the character. It really isn't any different,
yeah,
oddly enough.
I don't know, right now I'm the uncool, funny, nerd geek who tries too hard and comes out last.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. Boy,
That's a lie.
that's good.
No, that's-
Character description.
That's me. So
But if that's what, you know, then you see a character description like that, you know you're going to book that job
there you go.
because you identify with it,
That's
you
what I
know.
identify.
I mean, you know, we have to identify with something like, for me, playing foreigners. I never doubted myself when someone said, oh, you are going to be French today, or you're going to be Russian tomorrow. You know, I never, you know, that's the one thing I said, oh, that I can do. You know, if someone said, oh no, you have to be a sensitive mom and like this, I go, oh, let me see, what kind of sensitive mom? But if it was a foreigner, I had no question. I just went, yeah, that's good. But, Trevor, how about for you?
Definitely comedy and drama. Probably more comedy than drama. Although I like doing drama a little more now. I used to be all comedy, but it's nice to be serious sometimes.
No, I thought the spotlight scene highlighted your
Yeah, I really liked Spotlight,
your
especially
capabilities in terms of drama.
Comedy stuff.
I really
You
liked
know.
that one.
Yeah.
And then-
Stole the show from me for sure.
no. Especially the whole drinking thing. I don't know. That like got me, and then I was like, ooh yeah. But
Yeah, sense memory. Last time I had scotch. Yeah.
and then character. I like playing different characters and
Yeah.
just playing around with different voices and energies. Yeah.
Be interesting to see you explore a really psychotic character and or you know, sort of the Lothario, the sexy guy. That would be interesting. Yeah. that you haven't,
Should think that's
that you don't have that in your wheel set yet. But
I don't think you'd be able to be serious enough. It'd
I-
be really
Yeah.
interesting.
like he goes up to your character and says, "Hey, baby."
Yeah, I know he'd start laughing like immediately. I'd be able to deliver the line and then laugh like immediately.
They'd have to cut like right after I say it. And
Yeah.
get another angle.
It's crazy, but like within 5 seconds of me and him like laughing uncontrollably in Spotlight, he's giving the most serious performance I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I go back and watch Spotlight like every week. I'm like, God dang it, Trevor,
I don't
Because
remember.
he's using his craft,
that's good.
right?
I don't remember what we were laughing about, but there were moments where we were laughing, and he'd like put his hand on my shoulder and be like, "All right, let's get back together." I'd just be like, "All right."
Yeah.
Go back to
See,
it.
it's
And
as
I'd be
easy
like,
as that.
It's
It's
as
as
much.
easy as that. If you have the craft that you have that you can rely on.
Yeah, but once you get me laughing though, that's a problem. There was
Boy,
some-
it is hard, I have to admit.
I think it was during Gone Girl. Nathan got me laughing for some reason. We just could not, and like we couldn't be on camera anymore. They just told us to step out, and they did a close up on I think it was Eileen, and the two of us just had to be off camera because we were laughing too hard.
Nathan's always
Big-
giggly though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good.
He's mischievous.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So Liz, how about you?
Probably comedy.
I know, 'cause I was
I-
just thinking what we shot on Monday, and I was
I know,
I was
like-
saying, well, I don't know if that's your comfort zone, but yeah.
I was so sick on Monday too, though. That was bad. I was like, I almost emailed you and was like, can we shoot another
Yeah, but
day?
again, that was another example of,
Oh.
of a challenging dialogue.
Yeah.
You know, all those lines about,
But a part of that is
Yeah.
too, it's like, I don't want to be emotionally vulnerable, which is why I was like, no, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to laugh.
yeah.
Because like, that
But
scene
actually, I thought the
specifically,
panic attack worked.
I,
See, that's why I didn't cut it, you know?
Yeah.
Because Liz said, you know, switch it around. I said, yeah.
see, it's just conflicting views on things, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I mean, because we are all subjective.
Yeah.
But comedy, I can see that. Yeah. More comedy. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.